Recording in progress. Okay. It
I'm shocked by what you just said, Luke. I didn't think you had that much hate in your heart. Oh, are we on?
we are. But in any case, when it comes to this, I'm not sure why you see that there's a problem.
The Odysseus Ulysses thing.
Yeah, because I mean it's clearly the same name. Odysseus and Ulysses, just like Hercules and Heracles. And
Right,
Heracles is the glory of Hera, ironically not Hera's son, but named in her honor, so
right.
that she would be less mad at him, which unfortunately didn't work in the long term for him. But what happens is then that name gets into southern Italy, and that most likely, and then gets taken into an early form of Latin. There's a syncopation of the a, so we get Heracles, Hercules, with a little prosthetic vowel in there. What's wrong with that? That's not so hard.
And is Etruscan mediation a factor in that? My impression, I've been reading quite a bit about Etruscan lately, and my impression were that some of the Etruscan forms of these Greek mythological names were pretty similar to the Latin ones. I think Hercules was an example.
Exactly. Yeah. You could have a medium through Etruscan for some of these names, and through the historical changes in Latin itself.
Hmm.
And then there's the Odysseus and Ulysses. How are those the same name? Right.
Right. So this is one that we get asked about. You and I both get asked about. And, I get asked about this because of the funny little fact that Snorri Sturluson in the prologue to his prose Edda says that Loki is Ulysses.
What what do you think about that?
Oh, I mean, it's it's medieval rationalization, right? He's trying to
Yeah.
humor. It's everybody trying to say, oh, well, we know who the Greeks are. Who are the Trojans? Oh, it's us, right? I mean,
Right.
he also says that Thor is Hector, and Hector dies. So, like, I don't know how that.
That's not the one I would give
Yeah.
to Thor. But oh yeah, so as for the for Odysseus and Ulysses, how does that work? Well, you have probably the easiest way to hear the change is that certain consonant sounds that are close together, like da and la and da ra, sometimes they interchange. So instead of we have assuming that the od part of the name is original, the da can become go through lenition and become like a la. So we have like instead of odysseus, olysseus, and already it sounds more like ulixes or ulysses or something like that. And O and U, they look really different with that Latin letter, but it's spelled in the Greek way. It's an omicron, upsilon, and that's U. And that variation is even used when he says, Uthis is my name to the Cyclops, saying my name is
Hmm.
nobody.
Hmm.
Because Uthis looks like Odysseus or Odysseus a little bit.
Hmm.
And U is sometimes even the vowel there in the Homeric version when his name has different, slightly different spellings that fit the meter.
Hmm.
So that's and then that version of the name and some other dialect of Greek that was in southern Italy gets taken into either via Etruscan or directly into an old form of Latin, and eventually gets rendered in the way that we know it in Latin.
But this may be going beyond the bounds of a short, but the discussion may be interesting to people. This variation is already really massive in ancient Greek texts, right? The vowel in his name. Is it
Hmm.
a D or a delta or a lambda?
Hmm.
Is it a psi or two sig, right?
Yeah.
That's an astonishing amount of variation for one name. It
Mm.
strikes me because there's certainly plenty of variation in names, but like the 12 forms of this one seem very, very high. And that DL interchange, I agree. Lenition is a sound change that happens in a lot of languages. Does it happen in Greek? Are there other examples of D to L or dialects where one word has a D and other words have an L? Because it
I
doesn't strike me as common.
I bet I could find one, but I can
Right.
think of at least one, which is that reminds me of that, which is in the italic side. Lingua is probably not what the word for
Yes.
language should be. It should be
Yes.
dingua, or isn't it like an aspirated dingua in the Proto-European? I don't
No,
remember.
it comes from Proto-European. It's a D in Proto-European because it's a T in Germanic. So,
So there's just a the. So
yeah.
there we have a lambdicization of
Yep.
the D sound,
So it does happen. What I mean
but
is,
in Greek.
does it happen in Greek? Yeah. And so Backus suggests that what this might be is a non-Indo-European name that's being picked up in different regions with people hearing some underlying consonant that's not a D or an L differently.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an eth or like some weird, dark L
Yeah.
or weird R or something, and people are just hearing it some different
Mhm.
way. Like that strikes me as not impossible. But the name is explained in the Odyssey too, because Odysseus's grandfather, as I recall, I was just reading this in like book 23, explains it, right?
Yeah. And you were just reading it. Tell us.
Well, he relates it to a verb, which I'm probably going to misremember in Greek, isn't it like odemai, odyssemai,
Hmm.
something that's to hate?
Right.
And he says, like, I've been hated, so I'm going to call my grandson the hated one or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, am I misremembering? That's how I recall
Yeah, and those go into to folk etymologies
it. Yeah.
too. But yeah, but those that maybe that is the origin. I like the idea of it being something that's pre-Greek that gets maybe part of some kind of legendary figure gets incorporated into the mythology pretty early, well before much of that gets written down. And when the Greeks have their various dialects that then they splinter off and go in different directions, that can help account for the variety, I think, and
Hmm.
why there are so many different versions, such as there are many different versions of the gods' names and other mythological names, because they're very old.
Right. Which, I mean, it's striking. Probably, almost certainly, stories about him go back to the Mycenaean period. I mean, his story is set in the Mycenaean period, but I mean, this story, people have got to have been talking about this guy all over the place forever for there to be that many variations, right? I mean, it's not, I can't think of any Norse name or Germanic name that's got that much like random seeming variation to it other than, local sound changes.
Yeah, yeah, I think the age is the key. But
Yeah.
if you don't believe me, we can settle this.
Yeah, I think Christopher Nolan can maybe settle this for us. What do you
Oh,
think?
is he doing something?
He made a movie that was somewhat well regarded about an obscure American nuclear physicist. Did you catch that one?
I may have,
It
I
was
may
the
have.
same. It was the
Well,
same summer that Barbie movie came out.
oh, right, that was the one.
And before that, I think he did something about a bat.
That's one doesn't those cross.
So yeah.
Well, let's find out if the etymology is discussed,
Oh my gosh, you think it is? It might
and
be.
it might be, or
A
given,
three-hour movie.
or
So
some clue to it. And actually, the where he calls himself, no man or no one, utis. That's very important, and we're gonna see how he depicts that and how well he depicts that.
yeah, there's a bunch of things I'm wondering about. One of the things I'm really wondering about is it looks like the Trojan horse is pretty prominent in this, which of course is basically just glazingly mentioned in the Odyssey. So they're clearly taking lots of stuff from elsewhere. I suspect mostly from the Aeneid. I doubt they're drawing on like Eleupersis or whatever, but
Yeah, that's usually how it is. They bring in bits of the Aeneid, but well, let's
yeah.
do it on
Yeah.
let's go where should we see it? Which state is better for
Well,
you?
you should come this way because we have other nice places to film here. And we need to get your thoughts for your people on the Odyssey, because I think your people would be very excited to see what you think about this blockbuster movie, our probable blockbuster movie. Um, I tell you what, I'll get us the nice seats at the theater, and we should have your people vote on whether you or I should buy the gigantic Trojan horse popcorn bucket.
Down in the comments, everybody. Down in the comments, let us know. And my people, as you charitably call them, the people who watch this channel,
Your
they are
children.
looking forward to hearing from Dr. Jackson Crawford and his
Oh no.
assessment of this seminal film.
Well, I have more into European breadth than I think people sometimes think. Like I'm not incapable with Greek stuff.
Are,
So
are they not been paying attention?
I don't know. But
Got the etymologies up there in the corner.
yeah, well, I do it. I do that a lot. Um, so I mean, I've been revisiting the Odyssey, and man, it's been a long time, and man, it is a long book. But I am in like book 23 now, so
Hey, that's second to last.
Yeah,
N-
I should be able to get this
That's
down.
that's the good one. 23 is the good one.
I don't know. I would have said like 9 or 10 is the good one. Like
No,
above that.
nine with the Cyclops.
Yeah, like
Well,
I'll
another part of our debates that we'll have in recorded video format soon enough.
oh dude, yeah, we should do the etymology of Cyclops. There's some
Ooh.
interesting stuff there.
All right, we'll do it.
All right, man, I'm looking forward to it. So see you Friday for opening night.
Opening night.
All right, we're gonna catch the matinee.
All
All right,
right.
folks.
Give and well, here's I'll give you the word for farewell in Greek. Repeat after me, sir. Eroso.
Eroso.
Perfect.